Hello, good morning. Another few very frosty and cold days, and I've resolved to doing some seeds in the kitchen because it's nice and warm. And frankly, the compost which I kept overnight in the house and was frozen solid is still frozen solid, but I managed to get some loose one from around that main part to do some seeds today. And now it's unbelievable that the compost stayed at home overnight. We had -8 today. It's a lovely, sunny, beautiful day, well, there we are. So, just to take you through a couple of more things I'll be sowing this week, and most of them today, and then perhaps a little bit on Friday, and then the weekend perhaps. So in those little ones, which little containers, propagator containers, I will be sowing some wild strawberries or alpine strawberries, and these came free with the magazine. And actually I have a lovely shady spot. I've got quite a few wild alpine strawberries in the garden, but I wanted to put some in the allotment as well. And these are white and red, and I'm just sort of, they tiny little seeds, so let me sort of broadcast them sort of reasonably evenly. I'm gonna just very loosely put a little bit of compost over them, not too much, because I don't want them to completely not being able to get out. Okay, because the compost is very wet, I will not be watering them. There's plenty of moisture, the propagators are covered, so the moisture drips back down. I will leave it like that. So these are my alpine strawberries. You see, they're from Mr. Fortigill's, and they came free with the growing own, so I've decided to utilize them. So they will be going into the propagator. Other things we do is going to go to propagator. It's going to be the tree spinach. I've done tree spinach last year, and I have to say it was truly true to the name. It was a tree. It was, I don't know, 3 meters tall. Well, I would like a few more, because although it is present in salads or you can cook it, it's even nicer. Oh, actually, this one I've started. This one must be from the last year. It's also quite ornamental, and it looks great. And with its sort of very purpley underneath of the leaves and the purpley stems, is absolutely beautiful. So I've got a few more. I've got loads of seeds. It's going to be probably enough for the next year as well. So I'm going to just broadcast half of this. This is going to be my magenta spring tree spinach, and another half I'm going to do with spinach called Red Kitten. Let's see if that works for us. And oh, these are very large. These are very large seeds, so I try to do them like that. And right at the end, some medania. So that's it. I'm not going to bore you anymore with sowing the seeds, because frankly there are better vlogs on this than mine. But as for the next thing I'm going to be sowing today is broad beans, and I had some previously in the greenhouse, but unfortunately it did get frosted. So this is the second one. I'm going to cover, not wood, I'm going to cover that with soil off screen. Now the broad beans I'm going to do, and I'm going to start with first with this one. It's called Masterpiece Green. It's great. This is a little bit of leftover broad bean I had from last year. So I'm hoping it's going to be enough for this year. And all you need to remember is to put it, I would say, in any way you like, but on the side, so it's less chance for it to sort of go wrong, and the water can sort of run off it. So I'm going to do that. Let me just put them here. The other broad beans I'm going to be doing is this one, which is the crimson flowered. Other companies do them as well. It's not only for Sarah Raven. And another one is parmesan. I had a lovely Italian one, which I did in November and germinated beautifully. I waited too long because I like to germinate them at home when it's nice and warm. But as soon as they minute, I take them straight away to the greenhouse. Now this year we couldn't, for whatever reason, couldn't do that. By the time I took them, they were that height, and then they got a little bit leggy when the frost came in. There was too much of them, too much of the top to survive that. So I'm not going to make that mistake again. So these are my broad beans. I'll probably bring you back once I've done these jobs. They should take me a couple of minutes. Job is finished for today. We have managed to sow some spinach and some alpine strawberries, as well as broad beans. Hopefully something will come up on the screen now to show you they are all ready to germinate. I have also left some more compost to defrost, and hopefully I've got some more modules to fill them in tonight for maybe Friday morning planting, and that's it. Before I go, just to show you, during the week when the weather is so bad, we're never far from gardening, because hello, so job is finished for today. We have managed to sow some spinach and some alpine strawberries, as well as broad beans. Hopefully something will come up on the screen now to show you they are all ready to germinate. I have also left some more compost to defrost, and hopefully I've got some more modules to fill them in tonight for maybe Friday morning planting, and that's it. Before I go, just to show you, during the week when the weather is so bad, we're never far from gardening, because despite the seedlings, despite the seed catalogues, it's all very exciting. I was still looking at the last year's crops. I just got out 4 kilograms of black currants, and I've made black currant jam and black currant syrup, and with the leftover from the syrup, well, let me just say, this is going to be black currant flavored vodka. and and when I take in a couple of days those remnants of the red currants, I might just do red currants truffles. You never know. So on this sort of positive note, how we still revisit the crops, and every weekend from now on, I am doing some preserves with the crops, which we didn't have the time to do anything very much during harvesting because it's just too busy. So I've got gooseberries to go through, some red currants, blackberries. So I'll just have to have a look what's up in a ladder or in a freezer, and do something with that. But in the meantime, hopefully we will get this weekend to the allotment, and that might be the second part of this video. Thank you very much for watching for now. Well, it's still rather fresh, and we had -3 last night, but it looks like from now on we should have above 0 temperatures at night. So it's +2 at the moment, and it's 10 o'clock. I'm just going to have a look what's going on in a greenhouse, because Nigel moved some onion seedlings there yesterday, and I have brought some stuff with me, and let's just have a look what's happening. So these have been overnight. They seem to do the job. They really do. 2 of them with a bit of paraffin. It smells a bit, but it does the job. So these have been brought in yesterday, and they seem to be okay. I mean, we had very poor germination on these onions, because these are spring onions in that sort of 3rd, 4th and 4th row. But it is what it is. And these little shallots, I think they've been here suffering frozen and everything. I just check if they actually soft. So I'm not quite, I'll pop in 2 or 3 and see if they survive. Anyway, so enough about that. I brought some other stuff. I brought some compost, because I've got my gutter to sow the peas, but obviously we didn't manage to bring the gutter. It's in a house. And I've got the all washed bits for the apiary, which has been dishwashed and scraped and so on and so forth. And I've got some other bits I bought, which is very thick fleece from gardening naturally. Bits and bobs, and some seeds for the birds. We're still feeding them, although the squirrels demolished one of the feeders. So today Nigel is gonna tie up the raspberries and finish the job he started last week. I'm gonna have a look at the garlic. Well, I can see that some of the garlic is okay, and some I planted sprouted, but there is some casualties here, so I will pop some more garlic. I'll just clear that up and pop some more garlic in those spaces. This is one variety, obviously. Here didn't like it at all because there were 3 sections. So I have some more garlic at home. I will bring and try to pop it in. Well, it's funny how most of the cabbages are actually gone, but there is some which are left behind, and I can see, for example, this one is hearting out okay. Not today, but I will have to take the cover off and just clear up all this sort of debris around it, so it's got a chance to recover. So I have a feeling that we still might have some crop out of that. Well, this is the onion bed, and I have to say it's looking very patchy. Very patchy indeed. Well, this crown of rhubarb is temporarily early, and I will force it for the first time, I think. So I've got my little terracotta forcer. I'm trying not to squish anything. Are they all in? I think they are all in. And I'm going to cover that. A bit sad because some of these alliums have come through the hay, and I'm not quite sure if they're going to make it. There's nothing I can do about it actually. So I'll just let it be. I think everything fares a little bit better here. I think the spinach is gone, and I think they're probably eaten. But the garlic, the hardneck garlic, looks okay. And I can see the beetroot is recovering for the beetroot leaves, and some shallots there. So that might be something there. Well, I'm going to try to shovel some of this horse manure onto the bed when the potatoes are going to go. The top of the manure is still quite frozen, but if you just manage to pass the most frozen bit, as you can see, inside is lovely and full of worms.
Well done. Well, that's it for today. It's grey, cold, not freezing. Tied the raspberries up. Magosha's been busy moving manure to get ready for the new potato crop and general tidying up. So that's it for this morning. So it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me. See you next week.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.